Okay, class, today we're going to talk about measures of central tendencies, which are things you've probably encountered before. Well, we're going to look at a couple of them. One of them is the mean. Okay. So we'll start with the mean. The mean is what you guys would know as the average. Okay. And what it is if you have a data set with a bunch of items in it, you take the sum of all the items and divide it by the number of items. Okay, this little symbol means sum of. And then this would be, sorry, my bad. I'm going to do this the right way. Xi's. This is all of the sum of the data items. And this is the number of data items. Okay, so that's the mean. All right, so you just add everything up and divide by the total number of them. That's, we also use the word average for that often. Okay, now there's the mode. Okay, the mode is the data point that appears most frequently. It's that simple. So what data point appears most frequently? Okay, that's pretty easy to grasp, I think. So you just kind of look at which item. So if I had take an example, if I had, these are the scores on the test, 58, 57, 58, 62, 73, 58, 91, 62. All right, which one appears the most often? Well, it looks like it is 58 appears 3 times, 62 appears twice. So it looks like the mode is 58 of that data set. Okay. Okay, now we have what's called the mid-range. Okay, the mid-range is actually really simple. We take the lowest value plus the highest value and divide it by 2. It's really simple. So lowest value plus highest value and divide it by 2. So if I have, these are my bunch of numbers, 2, 3, 8, 11, 15, 21. If that's a data set, my mid-range would be 21. Sorry, the lowest value, my bad. 2 is the lowest value, plus the highest value, which is 21, and divided by 2. It's that simple. 23 divided by 2 is 11.5. Okay, simple. Okay, and the last measure we have is called the median. The median group data items, to find it, you do the following. You arrange the data items in order. So let's do an example here and we can kind of run through this. So the median is kind of the middle of the data, so to speak. So if I have 3, 8, 11, 15, 16, 17, and 22. Let's say they're in order. These are in order from lowest to greatest. They need to be in order to find the median. So that's step 1 is done. Arrange them. I just set it up that way. If the number of data items is odd, the median data is the data item in the middle. So the middle one looks like it is 15 to me, right? Because there's 3 on each side of it. The way you find the middle one, if it's a huge list, the middle, the median location is found by taking the total number of items, adding 1, and dividing by 2. Okay, that works if there's an odd number. Okay, if there's an odd number. So that's the median location. So 15 is the median in this case, because that's the middle data item. Okay, so that's step 2. If the number of data items is odd, I have an odd number of data items in this example, then the median is the data item in the middle of the list. Okay, so what if it's an even? Let's do that one. Let me erase this. Erase all this stuff. So let's do one where there's an even number of. Okay, there's an even number. So there's no strict middle. If you look here, there's 3 here and there's 3 here. So what you do is, if the number of data items isn't even, the median is the mean of the 2 middle data items. So actually there's 2 middle data items here. This one, these 2 right here are in the middle, because if you notice, there's 2 on either side of them. Okay, so when you have an even number, there's going to be 2 data items. So the way you find the median, in this case, is you average them. So you take 56 plus 58 and divide it by 2. Okay, it's the mean of the 2 data items. So you basically add those 2 up and divide by 2, which would be 114 divided by 2, which is 57. Okay, so that's how you find the median if there's an odd number of items, and how you find it if there's an even number of items. Okay, so that's how we find it. So let's do some examples here. Okay, let's find the mean, median, mode, and mid-range of this data set. So what I did is, this is a frequency table. So this is a little bit harder. But I've got a scores over here. Okay, scores over here. And I've got frequencies over here. Okay. And this is a little different because the data's not in a list. So in order to find the mean, I could rewrite this as there are 3 ones. These are actual scores. There are 5 twos. There are 6 threes. There's 1 4, and there's 4 5s. So these are the actual scores. So how many total are there? All right. So I'm just writing this out. So the total number, the n number, that's the total number here, looks like n equals 5. 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 4, 6 is 14, plus 1 is 15, plus 4 is 19. There's 19 total things. So if I want to find the mean, to start off with, I've got to add all these up. So if you take a look, one way to do it with a frequency table is there's 3 ones, so that'd be 1 times 3, plus 5 twos, so that'd be 2 times 5, 5 twos, plus 6 threes, 6 times 3, plus 1 4, 1 times 4, plus 4 5s, 4 times 5. So that's going to be the sum of all of those right here, that list. And then I divide by the total number, which is 19. Okay, if I plug this in my calculator, this equals 2.9 roughly. Okay, so that's the mean. All right, let's erase all that. So that's how I do the mean if I'm given a frequency table. Okay, let's work on the mode. Let's go to the mode next. Well, the mode is just the one that's most frequent, which looks like it's 3. That's a simple one. Whichever one is most frequent is the mode. Okay, so we're done with that one. Let's erase that. Let's find the mid-range. Well, the mid-range is the highest score, which there's a 5, or lowest score rather, which is a 1, plus the highest score, which in this case is a 5, over 2. So that's 6 over 2, which is 3. So that's the mid-range. Okay, now the median's a little trickier. All right? For the median, it helps to look at, there's 19 total, so the position of the median is going to be 19 plus 1 over 2, which is the 10th position. So I can tell it by counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it looks like it's going to be 3. But if I don't want to list all these out, I listed all them out here because there's only 19 of them. There's going to be problems you get where you don't want to list all those out. If I don't want to list them all out, I can just look. I know that the position of the median in this case is going to be 10 because there's an odd number. Okay? So I can just find out where the position 10 would be. Well, 3 of them are here. And then 5 of them are here. We're at 8 so far. Looks like the 10th position is going to be somewhere in the range of the 3s. So that means the median is going to be 3. It's because obviously first 3 positions here, the next 5 are there, that's 8. And the 10th position is going to appear again right in there. Okay, so the median is 3. Okay. Okay, now let's find the mean, median, mode if we're given a stem and leaf plot. Okay, so it's helpful here to write these down in a stem and leaf plot. So the actual data items are 28 is the first one, right? 28, and then I got 32, then 34, then 34, then 39, then 40, 41, 45, and 47. Okay, so the mean would just be the sum of those. Over how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that equals, that equals 38.9. Okay, so that's my mean. Okay, my mode, what appears the most? Well, 34 appears twice. That's the only thing that appears twice, so 34 is my mode. Okay, the mid-range is the lowest plus the highest over 2, which is 37.5. And I'm running out of room here, but my median, I'll do it up here. Well, this has 9 items, so it's going to be the middle one. Well, the middle one looks like it's right there. Okay, that should be all you need to know to do this section. This is not too bad.